Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Happy. Listen, these stories are getting good, so if anybody out there knows how to animate, I would really appreciate it. Until then, you're just gonna get stuck with these pictures, y'all. So, any animators out there, let me know. If you wanna do it for free, awesome. If I have to pay you, let me know exactly how much it is, okay? So this is a story about exactly what happened to my uncle in the woods. Now, this is not my Uncle Chepe. Let's get this clear right off the bat. My Uncle Chepe, like I told you, who was ladies' man. He was a player. This man had frosted tips, all right, which most psychic pankies do. You know, they mostly has frosted tips. They're always hitting on older women that are not from the, Dominican Republic, but from other regions such as France, United States, preferably, and just basically anywhere outside of DR. Psychic pankies hit on them. So let's go back to my other uncle. His name is Oscar. Here's a very interesting fact about my uncle Oscar. I actually didn't know him until I was 10 years old. The reason why that is because my mother didn't know my grandfather until I was 10 years old. The reason for that is because my grandfather, actually, I'll leave that for another day. So yeah, this was the first time that my uncle Oscar actually came to basically where we lived. We live, like I said, in the woods, and right off the woods there was a beach. It's a very beautiful beach called Sosua. If you guys ever been to Dominican Republic, you'll know exactly where that is. It's amazing beach. To get there, it will take you approximately 30 minutes to an hour if you just walk there. But if you take a car, it'll take you like 5 to 10 minutes. So it's a huge difference, depending on what type of transportation you take there. But we headed basically to the beach. It was going to be a nice day at the beach. We carried some towels, a pot, and a couple of things with us. The reason why we carry a pot is because we like to go crabbing. That's when you go out and you get mud crabs. All right. So we hunted down a couple of mud crabs and everything, and then we actually boiled those mud crabs. Now, again, my uncle, who is from the city, he's never been to the woods, so he is new to all of this, everything that we're doing. So we started cooking some of these crabs, right? And they were very delicious to us. Our stomach is usually, used to them. We clean them out and right there in the water and everything, and then we put them in a campfire, and we put this pot. We use the salt water basically to boil them, and then we just eat them raw, just like that. So my uncle, again, is not used to this. So when he ate these crabs, all of a sudden he was like, guys, listen, where's the bathroom? We were like, listen, man, you could either do one or two things. You could either become white and use the bathroom that the tourists use, because they're not going to let you use that. They're going to look at you up and down and be like, oh, this guy's a sanky panky. We're not going to let him use, these toilets. Or you could just go into the woods and handle your business, because the third option is for us to go back home, which is going to take us about an hour. So I don't think that you want to do that. So before I even finished saying what I was saying, he was already on his way to the woods. So he goes past this barricade, right? It took him a while to get around it. He was like, didn't know if to go over or under. He just kept looking at it. I was like, go under, bro. So he finally goes under or whatever. And he goes into the woods where we couldn't see him anymore, right? So we're playing in the beach or whatever, building sandcastles, and all of a sudden, all I hear is rustling, right? And I see my uncle running for his life. I'm talking about going at least 80 miles an hour, running. I freak out and I start running towards him, right? To see that he's okay, to make sure that whatever's chasing him, I could, divert it by throwing a stick or something, right? So he comes at the barricade, he jumps over the freaking thing somehow, right? He was like there for 30 minutes, but he somehow jumps over this thing and goes right past me into the water. At this point, I'm very confused, because I'm looking for what bear or what, I don't know, wolf or dog was chasing him, and I don't see anything. I turn around, and at this point, I see my uncle taking off his underwear in front of a whole bunch of people. There was a whole bunch of tourists just looking at my uncle taking off his underwear, and and grabbing sand and grabbing wet sand and rubbing it in the crack of his butt. So he's going frantically, just rubbing his butt crack with all this wet sand up and down and up and down. And my other Uncle Chepe is dying laughing. And I'm like, I was so worried about him that I can't laugh. I'm just like, Oscar, you okay, man? You're okay? So I run over to him. And he is just in agony. He keeps rubbing this thing on his butt crack. I grab a towel, I put it around him. And I'm like, what's going on, man? You okay? What's going on? He goes, I went in there. I didn't have no toilet paper. So I grabbed some leaves. I wiped my butt with the leaves. I said, whoa, what kind of leaves did you grab, man? He goes, well, they look kind of light green. And they had like, these things. And he described to the T what poison ivy is. If you guys don't know what poison ivy is, it is hands down one of the worst things that you can rub on your body. It will give you rashes. It stings. It stings so bad. And he decided to wipe his butt with this. It was so freaking funny to me that I dropped the towel and I started laughing at him. And then for the next week or so, his butt looked like a bamboo's butt, basically. I felt really bad for my uncle, especially after his butt was red for weeks. And to be honest with you, that was really the last time I ever saw him. I think that scared him to life, because the next time I saw him after that was when we actually came to the United States. And yeah, that's exactly what happened to my uncle in the woods. He ended up wiping his butt with poison ivy, which is crazy. Alright guys, if you like this story, let me know in the comment section below. And again, if you have any animators out there that actually want to animate for me, let me know in the comment section below as well. If you know how to animate and would like to animate these stories for me. Alright guys, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for listening to one of my stories. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay happy.
Turn the fucking bass up. Niggas envy, Blicky got the stiffy, 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 Niggas envy,